Welcome to Asset Television News. I am Emmanuela Akwaya. Here are the headlines. Cashless policy on airport toll gates not suspended. Dangote refinery as savior of Nigeria amid Middle East crisis. El-Rufai drags ICPC to court over rights violation. Olubunmi Kuko, the managing director of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, has clarified that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not ask FAAN to necessarily suspend Go Cashless initiative, but to make sure the process itself is improved before it gets rolled out. This is coming barely 24 hours after Festus Keyamo, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace, in a briefing with State House correspondents, said President Bola Tinubu had directed the immediate suspension of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria cashless policy. Chaos had erupted around toll gates leading to the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and vehicular traffic gridlock worsened since the introduction of the cashless system. Kuku, who spoke on Thursday during a press conference at Lagos Airport, said she considered the developments a major win for FAAN and the Ministry of Aviation, adding that the cashless policy started last year with a lot of enlightenment. Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals reassures Nigerians of its unwavering commitment to serving as a stabilizing force amid recent shocks in the international oil market. The conflict in the Middle East has led to the shutdown of some refineries and cut in refinery production across the world. This is leading to a global scarcity of petroleum products. China has banned export of gasoline and diesel. The Dangote refinery will ensure that Nigeria is insulated from these supply shocks by prioritizing supply to the domestic market. This is one of the many benefits of domestic refining. The conflict has driven global crude and freight prices sharply higher, with benchmark Brent prices rising by about 26% within a short period to above $84 per barrel. In response, the refinery implemented a measured adjustment of 100 naira per litre in its ex-depot price of premium motor spirits, representing an increase of about 12%. The refinery has absorbed 20% of the cost escalation to cushion the domestic market. The leadership crisis rocking the Nigerian Bar Association has taken a new dimension as the Oyo State High Court sitting in Ibadan issued an interim order restraining the association from proceeding with steps towards its 2026 national officers election. In a ruling delivered on Wednesday, March 4, 2026, Justice G.A. Obeyinka granted an ex parte application restraining members of the Electoral Committee of the Nigerian Bar Association from parading themselves as officials of the committee or taking any steps in furtherance of the forthcoming election, pending the determination of a motion for interlocutory injunction fixed for March 12. The judge also restrained the NBA president, Mazi Afam Osigwe-San, and other defendants, respondents, from taking any steps towards the composition of an electoral committee or participate in, supervising, influencing, or interfering in any manner with the conduct of the 2026 national officers election, pending the determination of the instant suit. It is instructive to note that the suit marked 1-221-2026 was filed by 4 legal practitioners: Ibrahim Lawal, ESQ, Raymond Oki, ESQ, Omotan Olushola Ogumodede, ESQ, and Chief Gabriel Ojo Adekunle Ijalana, ESQ. The applicants and claimants are challenging the legitimacy of the electoral process and the role of the NBA leadership in its composition. Senate Committee on Public Accounts has summoned former Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, to explain an alleged 210 trillion naira flagged as not properly accounted for in audit reports of the NNPCL between 2017 and 2023. Kyari was invited alongside former Chief Financial Officer Umar Ajia Issa and former Group General Manager of the National Petroleum Investment Management Services, Bala Wunti. Chairman of the committee, Aliyu Wadada, issued a summons on Thursday after lawmakers reviewed financial audit reports concerning the National Oil Company. He warned that the panel might issue warrants of arrest against the former officials if they fail to appear before the committee on a date that would be communicated to them. Access will be back after the short break. Stay tuned.
Mom, 20,000 naira for that video game I told you about.
20,000?
Yeah.
Did that just give you money?
Yeah, but I need more for this new release.
My hands are busy. Go ahead, send it yourself. 20,000, okay?
Facial verification. What the?
Forgot to mention, your dad taught me how to set it up in order to avoid sending large sum of money accidentally.
Come on.
You think you can assault me the way you studied with your dad? You are lucky I'm always sending it. This boy.
With Opay's large transaction shield, your face is the only access. Opay, beyond banking.
Welcome back from the break. The federal government has announced that compliance with the Nigerian Education Repository and Data Bank will now be compulsory for graduates seeking to participate in or obtain exemption from the National Youth Service course. Minister for Education Maruf Al-Wassa gave the directive during a national program on academic records integrity, describing NERD as a digital platform designed to standardize and authenticate academic credentials across tertiary institutions in Nigeria. According to the minister, the new requirement forms part of broader efforts to curb certificate fraud and strengthen the credibility of academic records. He explained that several key education and training agencies will also require compliance with the platform before providing services. These include the National Universities Commission, National Board for Technical Education, National Commission for Colleges of Education, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, and Industrial Training Fund. Former Kaduna State Governor Naziru El-Rufai has threatened to file a 15.6 billion naira lawsuit against the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission for what he described as his alleged unlawful detention and defamatory statements issued by the anti-graft agency against him. In a pre-action notice dated March 4, 2026, and addressed to the ICPC chairman, El-Rufai, through his lawyer Ubong Akpan, accused the Commission of contempt of court, malicious persecution, defamation, abuse of office, forgery, and unlawful detention, among others. The letter received at the ICPC headquarters in Abuja on March 5, 2026, also faulted a press statement issued by the Commission on March 2, 2026, which claimed that the former governor had refused to cooperate with its investigation. According to the notice, the claim was defamatory and misrepresented El-Rufai's constitutional right to remain silent during an investigation. El-Rufai's legal team cited Section 35(2) and 36(11) of the 1999 Constitution, arguing that every citizen had the right to remain silent during investigations and that such silence cannot be used as evidence against the person. The lawyers further accused the anti-corruption agency of fabricating evidence and engaging in actions that allegedly undermine its credibility as a law enforcement institution. They demanded the immediate and unconditional release of their clients from custody, withdrawal of what they described as defamatory statements, and publication of a retraction and apology in 3 national newspapers. The Cross River State House of Assembly has suspended indefinitely Honorable Ovat Agbo, representative of Obobra one state constituency for alleged violent conduct. Although the assembly did not provide full details, reports suggested that Agbo allegedly manhandled his wife on multiple occasions, reportedly linked to excessive drinking and late-night habits. The House condemned the behavior as unbecoming of a legislator. The decision was reached during plenary on Thursday after a motion moved by Davis Etta and seconded by Francis Bassey Asukwo. Members described the actions as contrary to the ethical standards expected of lawmakers. Following deliberations, Agbo was suspended from all legislative duties pending the outcome of an investigation. A committee has been set up to probe the matter and report back to the House for further action. He was escorted out of the chamber by the sergeant at arms in line with the resolution. Speaker Elbert Ayabem reiterated the Assembly's commitment to discipline, integrity, and the integrity of the legislature, emphasizing that members must reflect the trust placed in them by their constituents. The Executive Secretary of the Solid Minerals Development Fund, Fatima Omar Shinkafi, has announced the successful delivery of additional responsibly sourced gold refined to London Bullion Market Association gold delivery standards to the Central Bank of Nigeria, boosting the nation's total gold reserves to approximately $3.5 billion. Asset correspondent brings us the report.
Speaking recently at a one-day workshop titled Strategies to Maximize the Economic Benefits of Minerals in Nigeria, Shinkafi said the delivery validates the strength of the SMDF's formalization framework and supply chain due to diligence processes under the National Gold Purchase Program (NGPP). She noted that the program continues to demonstrate Nigeria's capacity to responsibly harness its mineral resources for national economic benefits and pointed out that Nigeria launched this gold purchase initiative ahead of the Ghana Gold Bullion and other countries, positioning the nation as a regional leader in the responsible gold reserve management. The gold was sourced locally and aggregated by the SMDF through the NGPP, which engages artisanal and small-scale miners within a robust, responsible sourcing framework aligned with the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development due to diligent guidelines and World Gold Council London principles. The Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, disclosed that the monetary gold grade was acquired using Naira with pricing linked to LBMA benchmarks. He explained that the structure preserves Nigeria's foreign exchange while strengthening the country's gold reserves. According to the governor, purchasing domestically refined gold without deploying foreign currency enhances reserve accretion and supports broader macroeconomic stability objectives, particularly amid heightened global economic uncertainty. He added that the central banks globally are increasingly diversifying their reserves in response to geopolitical tensions and market viability, and gold regaining prominence and hedge against inflation and systematic risks. Cardoso described the workshop as a demonstration of Nigeria's shared commitment to the responsibility and strategic management of its mineral resources, stressing the importance of diversification, prudent governance, and resilience in an evolving global economy. In her remarks, the World Gold Council Director of Central Bank and Public Policy, Tascali Diamond Opolos, commended the CBN and the SMDF for implementing the Nigerian Gold Purchase Program in line with the 12 London Principles for Responsible Artisanal and Small-Scale Gold Sourcing. The workshop, convened by the CBN's Corporate Secretariat and Reserve Management Departments, provided a platform for engaging with key stakeholders across the gold value chain, highlighting opportunities and challenges in the mining sector. Mania, OCEB, Asset Television News. Speaking,
the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has commended the Executive Secretary of the Solid Minerals Development Fund, Fatima Shinkafi, for her transformative leadership, creativity and innovative contributions to the nation's economy. The recognition came during a courtesy visit by NIPR delegation led by Lami Tumaka, chairman of the Institute's maiden International Women's Day Planning Committee, ahead of the IWD event scheduled for 30th March 2026 in Abuja. During the visit, Hajiya Shinkafi highlighted the importance of deliberate mentorship to equip young women for leadership roles, describing it as essential for national development and the cultivation of competent female leaders. She also praised the Minister of Solid Minerals, Dele Alake, for creating a conducive environment that enables women in the solid minerals sector to excel. Tumaka, a fellow of NIPR, commended Shinkafi for her creativity and innovation at SMDF, noting that her leadership role has brought tremendous value to the institution and the nation's economy. And that's the size of our bulletin at this hour. Do follow us on all our social media channels. On behalf of the news crew, I'm Emmanuel Akwaya.